Now the man tonight for the Twins 7:10 game time pregame show getting underway.
Welcome to Hometown Happenings. Carol McCarthy here with Andy Lia, short timer with Leighton.
Very short time.
Andy, of course, is retiring now after how many years?
Well, actually, it's 40 years with Leighton Broadcasting, 50 years in radio, so, you know, I'm kind of old.
You don't look a day over 25, Andy. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about, maybe let's go back a little bit and talk about, you know, you obviously love sports.
I love sports.
That's how you got into radio, I suppose,
right.
Huh?
Yep, and this was my high school that I graduated from, DLHS, and the first graduating class of the school, and did some sports here, baseball and cross country and track. Tried football, but that wasn't my sport. So
you ran sports. So that's you know, being an athlete here at the Detroit Lakes. You've known athletes throughout the ages,
right.
And so 50 years in radio. You know, you must have been pretty young starting out in radio.
I graduated and I went to UMD in Duluth for probably a semester, ran cross country there, and then decided that's not what I wanted, and I had been out to KDLM, so I knew some of the announcers out there, and thought, maybe I'll try that. So I went to Brown Institute in Minneapolis and became a radio announcer.
Very good. So did you do sports right off the bat?
No, I went along with their sports director and did some hockey with him, and also some football and basketball, just kind of a color guy, and learned the trade there. And actually my first play-by-play of sports was at Brainerd, KLIZ.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I did football and basketball there. They didn't have hockey at that time, so just those two sports.
Okay, very cool. So you've been at a number of different radio stations, but KDLM is the tried and true station.
You always come back home, they say, and you should know that too, Carol. You came back home. But I've been all over. Thief River, I had two trips at KTRF in Thief River. Worked 3.5 years at KLIZ in Brainerd, and worked at Bismarck, North Dakota, KFYR. KPRM in Park Rapids, a short 1 year, and then I worked in Minneapolis down at KTCR, which became the Cities 97, and then came back to DL, and I've been here ever since.
Okay, so you
got all around.
Got to play a little DJ down there. Huh?
A little DJ and rock and roll when I was at Bismarck. Did the night shift there, so played rock and roll.
So what kind of hours do you put in radio? I mean, the younger days. I suppose the hours probably haven't changed too much because you're always working at the studio.
We're always working. I used to work at times when it was just KDLM. A lot of hours. I worked some Saturdays, worked some Sundays. I was program director, and so I was always on call. If somebody didn't show up for work, I had to go out and work, and if there were problems at the station, I had to go out and fix them, and so. But it isn't as bad now. I do go in early in the morning, but I haven't beaten you very much. So.
Yeah, I've learned from the best here. So, we're here today with Andy Lia here on Hometown Happenings as Andy starts a new chapter of his life, entering into retirement. But, you know, we've got a lot more to talk about here on Hometown Happenings. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more after this. Okay, welcome back to Hometown Happenings. Carol McCarthy here with Andy Lia. We're at the Detroit Lakes High School football field, a jewel in the crown of Detroit Lakes, I would have to say.
Yeah, and there's the box that I spent, not the upper version, the lower version, for about 36 years straight now, in the little box in the end there.
All right, it's kind of like your little tower in the castle.
Yeah, right.
We're looking at the field here. So we're filming this right now, the end of June, and you know, you're going to be done the end of June here.
I'm probably out playing golf right now while this is on TV.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably sitting with some popcorn watching this. And, so you're ending a career, a 50-year career here in radio land, and I'm sure you've got some retirement plans, but you're still going to do a little bit of special work with the radio station.
Yeah, I've done the Pine to Palm. I've been on the committee and done the Pine to Palm something like 30-some or 40 years, so I'm going to kind of stick with that, and I'll work that week at the Pine to Palm on the radio. So that's kind of dear to my heart, and so I'll still do that.
Yeah.
And any special things that might come up. The Laker Hall of Honor is coming up again this year, and I had the privilege of being inducted with Ralph Anderson that first year. And I've emceed the last two, and so once again I'm on the committee for this year's group, and we'll MC that and introduce the new Laker Hall of Honors here at a football game this fall.
All right, very good. Yeah, and you mentioned you're in the Hall of Honor here in Detroit Lakes, but you're also a member of the Minnesota Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame, so that's pretty cool.
That is, Al Layton was the first member of KDLM in that, and then Dave Knutson, who was manager for many, many years. And I worked with both of them, and great radio men, and they're in the Hall of Honor too, so in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you've been at it so long that you've seen a lot of people come and go at the station.
Yes, I do have a sheet. I told Marty he could have it, or maybe I'll give you a copy of it, of all the employees at KDLM that have worked there since I've been there. And I'm on page 5.
Okay. All right. Well, and not only that, but you've seen a lot of athletes obviously come and go, and we've had some pretty outstanding athletes, some pretty fun games to broadcast too, I bet.
Great games. I was looking back, and of course we have 4 state championships in football. Rick Mankey and Flint Bochenbacher did a great job there. Of course, our boys hockey team has been to state a couple of times. Girl hockey with Gretchen Norby has been to state. Look at our gymnastics team, 2-time champions, and boys and girls golf champions, just fantastic. Wrestling has been to state. You've taken a lot of individual swimmers to state, so the athletic program here at Detroit Lakes have really had some outstanding athletes. So
yeah, and a different time, different training facilities are great here too. So you've worked not only with the radio and the sports, but coming up over the past 50 years, you've seen a lot of changes in the technology, and just going from turntables to carts to reel-to-reel.
Reel-to-reel, yeah. And I did work at KDLM in the early years, and we played these little cassettes, little reel-to-reel tapes, and a lot of the commercials were read live, and then, like you mentioned, we went to carts. And of course, we started with records, and then we went to carts, music on carts, and now everything's on computer. You push a little button, and that's it. And at one time, I signed on in the morning, and the next announcer came on at 10 o'clock, 10 to 1, and then there was an announcer from 1 to 6, and then the nighttime announcer. So you had more announcers, all the shifts covered, and now 2 announcers, and then you computerize the rest of the day.
That's right. Runs on automation.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been obviously in radio a long time, 50 years, and I always like to ask people who are retiring. I mean, obviously you love the work that you do.
I do.
What's the key to longevity?
Longevity is liking what you do and liking the people that you work with, and we've had a lot of great people to work with over the years. And just the community. The sports community is just fantastic. I think of all the schools I've been to, all the coaches, all the teams. They're just a great group of people. And of course, I've been from Roseau and Warroad on the north to Bismarck on the west. I've been to Superior, Wisconsin on the east, and Blue Earth on the south. So we've covered big territory with our sports teams.
And we never did get you in the pool, but
I did go on the pond down at the state golf tournament, though. But that isn't as nice as the pool. That was the water looked a little bit better there. So.
Well, Andy, Lia, thanks for all of your community spirit, and the voice of the Lakers is retiring, and a lot of people say they wake up to you in the morning. They sometimes go to bed with your voice with your voice at night. The disembodied voice of Andy Lia, but you're definitely a true asset to the community, another jewel in the crown of Detroit
Yeah.
Lakes.
Well,
And,
I'll still be around.
Okay.
So.
All right. So yeah.
And I'll probably be in the bleachers to watch football now.
Okay, very good. So you'll be a spectator
Flint and I.
this time. I can't imagine you sitting. You'll be standing on the
Flint
sideline.
and I'll be in the stand. So.
Oh, to be a fly on
Yeah,
the wall there.
yeah.
All right. Andy, Leah, thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
For Hometown Happenings TV3, I'm Carol McCarthy along with Andy Leah.
The WNBA title last season. We'll have details on these and other sports stories coming your way this morning at about 8:20. KDLM proud to be serving the Lakes area as we head into year number 65 coming up this year. Our good morning time, it's 8 o'clock.